Okay, we're going to cut right to it. We're going to get right to the teaser tie. I'm just going to talk real quick about why I like to tie my teasers as such. It's a fast, effective, easy, inexpensive. They catch anything. They just simply work. This pattern that I use extensively, you can use it on the surf for anything. In season, they are quick to tie. It's only a few easy steps. If I'm busy, I'm out fishing, I'm working, I'm fishing, I'm working, I'm going back and forth, I need to tie teasers at the end of the night. If I got 10 minutes, I could roll out 3-4 of these and be out fishing in the morning. So this is why I like these. It's few easy steps. They're fast, effective, easy, inexpensive. They catch anything: bass, blues, weakfish, fluke, pugfish, tuna, albies, jacks, any predatory fish. These teasers, I guarantee, will catch them. So let's get on with the video, and I hope you enjoy. Let's take a quick, fast look at the features. Fast, easy, quick, effective. I like that. Red chin, I really like that red chin. I think it draws a lot of attention. A little couple pieces of crystal flash on the sides, optional, you don't need that. Colored back, pick your favorite color. Olive is a great overall color, but we'll talk about colors later. I always like a white underbelly, white bucktail, and I use Durable 2.0 Mustad 3407 Dora 10 hook. Cheap, you sharpen them up, long-lasting, durable, effective. Alright, we're going to start here by taking a look at the materials. Now, a lot of these materials are optional, and I'll make a point of it as we go. So let's just start here with thread. You can use a 210 denier thread. I'm using a 70. I like the 70 better. Super glue. I use this just one drop. This is optional. You can just whip finish, but use super glue. Scissors to cut your bucktail with. Anything will do. It's a pretty big fly, so don't worry about tiny scissors. Any scissors will do. And let's talk about the hooks that I use. I'm going to be using a 2.0 for this one, a Mustad 3407 Dora 10 hook. It's a great overall size. I use size 1 all the way up to about a size 3.0. 2.0 is a great size for all kinds of fish. White bucktail. This is one of the things, you can just use white. Most of them I like to keep white and on the bottom. Top color, I picked out olive. It's a great overall color. Will mimic just about anything. Optional, I like to put a red chin, but you can use a red marker or just leave it white. But I use a piece of red bucktail, or you can use any kind of red for a chin. And I kind of like the way the polar flash looks on the sides. So I'm going to use 2 strands of this. This is optional. You don't need to use the flash. So these are all the materials you need to tie this teaser with. I'm going to take a brief moment to discuss colors. Colors are the spice of fishing. You got your main course, but color is your spice. Chartreuse, great overall color to pick. Yellow, one of my favorite bass colors. Red, killer fluke color. Now all these colors have a time and place when you're fishing, so you just got to learn this stuff as you go. But colors are awesome. Green is a great surf color. Black, I love black at night. One of my, probably 90% of the colors I fish at night is going to be black with a cerise, red, kind of toned in. Beautiful night colors. And we're using olive today. Great overall color. If you could pick one, use olive. So we're going to start here by tying a thread on. Real simple step. Now, if I didn't mention, you can use a bobbin or just hold a spool of thread, and you can use a clamp rather than a vise. But just all you're going to do is just wrap it around the shank of your hook a couple times, and you're good to go. If you want, you can wrap it under and back up. Not a big step. Just get that thread on and snip off, and we are ready to tie. So I'm going to be using white bucktail. You can just use white bucktail. It's going to be just as effective. But I'm going to show you quick. You want to use probably from the middle to the top of your tail. This is the top part of the tail. We'll talk about bucktails in a little bit. And basically you want to keep it sparse, not too much. You can see this is about how much I will use. You can use slightly more or less. I don't think it makes a big difference. One thing I like to note is I don't use a stacker. I don't like an even end. You don't want to clip the end when you're done. I don't like my teasers even. You can see it's kind of rigid, rough, uneven on the end. I like that. Quick note, we're going to be tying this in on the front and the back of the hook facing you, not top bottom, on the side. You want to tie this in on the side of the shank of your hook. And also to note, I'm tying this a little smaller than I would. Probably I prefer another inch taller. Okay, again, see the side of the hook? We're going to tie it on the rear side of the hook. And we're going to show you why. It's going to make a lot of sense when we're done. So I'm going to go from the back end of the hook towards the eye of the hook. Okay, and kind of looser wraps. And I'm going to twist, and I'm going to go tie a little tighter going back down, and just get that on the side of the hook. And there's a reason why I'm tying it on the side of the hook, because we're going to be spreading out that bucktail later. And you can wrap it in a little more, build a little bit of a head on the teaser. I don't think there's a magic number to how many wraps you do. Just do it till it feels right. And you can see it's on the side of the hook, the other side of the hook. I'm tying that bucktail in. So now we're going to do the other side. When we do the other side, we're doing more of the same as the first step. So I'm just considering this all one step. Select your piece of bucktail. Now, take note, sometimes you may use a bigger clump or a smaller clump on that first piece. Your second piece you can use to compensate for that first piece you put on. So if you feel you put on too much bucktail, use a little less for the side in front of you. We're going to put this on the side in front of me, see, just like that. And we're going to spread it out just like we did with the other piece. So I'm going to start on the back end of the bucktail. I'm going to wind towards the eye of the hook. And you kind of start spreading it out. And don't worry about those dark hairs in there, that's just fine. I think imperfections make things more perfect. The fish see them as being vulnerable. That's my opinion. Spread it out, wind it down, and bring it back up. Tighter wraps going forward. And you can go tighter going back after you get a nice base layer of thread. And you can see the head start to build up on our teaser. And just wind down, wind up, get a nice little, there you go. We're ready to fish. This will catch probably be just as effective as when we continue on with cool stuff. I'd like to briefly discuss, you can make these as pretty, or anything you tie as pretty or as ugly as you want it to be. I like to make things a little on the ugly side, not only because it's quicker and easier and simpler, but because I think in nature the fish look for the vulnerable, and I think imperfections draw more attention as a weak object in the water. That's just my opinion. But now we're going to tie in the polar flash. I do like this. It gives it a little bit of a shimmy. I don't think it's going to attract any more fish. But a quick note, we're going to tie this in just like we did the bucktail. We're going to do only one strand on one side, and we're going to catch wrap it underneath. And I like it a little bit longer, the flash. And I'm going to show you again. We're going to do, I did the front side, so now we're going to do the rear side. All I use is two little pieces. You see I kind of get it around my thread, and I bring it up even, I get the ends up. They don't have to be even. Like I said, little imperfections I think make it perfect. And you just wind it down. I like to put one piece on the side towards me and one piece on the side rear me, so it's actually 4 strands that are out after you fold it over the thread of your hook. Just wind that down and you can build up the head of your teaser, and looks great so far. Now you can ready to fish, and now it look pretty in the water. Really adds a really nice shimmy, I think. So let's get on here. Now we're going to tie in our colored bucktail, and I tie this on the top, and we're tying this in olive. And again, you can tie any color that you want. Olive's a great overall color, and you can use a little bit, you can make it a little bit longer like I am today than your white, and you can also make it a little bit shorter. It's all up to you, whatever you feel you're making it look like or do. I think that dark back gives it a more natural look. It may entice more bites, so I definitely like a little color, but the white will work. This teaser here without the color will work just fine. So I snip off a piece, this one's slightly longer, you can make it slightly shorter. Just place it on the top, and just right along the top, and just wind up and down and back, and you can see the head of the hook is, building up lightly. And real quick note, this is how I tie them for myself. I'm not tying this for anyone. This is how I tie them when the fishing gets crazy. I may take a little more time and do other things and whatnot with my teasers during the winter, fly tying, just having fun when I have time. But this is exactly how I tie them in season. Maybe a little shorter. Normally I make them a little longer, but this is what I use. So this is one of I like to get a red chin, and most of my teasers, if I'm real busy, I'll leave it out. There's other things you can do. You can actually use a Sharpie. You can use marabou. I'm using a piece of red bucktail today. You can leave it white or color it in red. You already have that red head, but I kind of like the red in there. I think it kind of mimics blood, gills. Might get another quick glance from a fish, might see something weak and vulnerable. That's why I really like a little bit of red on the front. It just may grab a little more attention. But it's just a tiny little step. You just flip over your hook like I did. Get a little piece, doesn't have to be big. I'm going to show you it right here before we tie it in. And I tie this in on the bottom. Just a little piece just like that. Probably up to the point of your hook. And just wrap that in. Doesn't have to be anything special. I've used all kinds of materials for this. And I just use an old piece of bucktail I have laying around. I'll just snip, once I gauge how much I want to use, just snip that piece off that's going towards the eye of the hook. Don't have to be pretty. It's a good time. You can even bulk up your hook if you want. If you want it a little broader head, you can fold it over, but we're just going to leave it as is. Wrap it up towards your eye, neaten it out, and go back and forth. And we're getting towards the end now, but the red really adds a nice attraction, I think. Really, I think makes that tease look vulnerable. And you can see, your teasers don't have to be pretty. This kind of looks mangly but now we're just going to finish off our teaser just by neatening it up, the head of over here, the thread wraps and back and forth until you get the head that you want. I'm going to put in, there's links there to how I rig them up, how I tie my dropper loop, and my teaser rig that I use. And you can use these work great in tandem with a clouser if you're fly fishing. Amazing stuff. You can actually drop a bead of glue on there, but you can just do a quick loop knot. You can tie 2 or 3 of these. One is sufficient because we're going to finish this off with some super glue. But you can do 2 or 3 overhand loop knots if you want to. And I just use any kind of super glue that you can get your hands on. I get mine at the 99-cent store. I get a couple of tubes or vials of the stuff and just put a couple drops on and you're good to go. If you want, you can mold that out and make it straighter, narrower, wider. At this point, we're going to leave it as is. You can even make it into a epoxy minnow if you wanted to drop epoxy over the front end of that, actually. But that is it. We're ready to go fishing. Just nip off the end of your thread, and you're going to catch anything with this. I guarantee it. Just watch old videos. This is just anything that has teeth. Any predator is going to eat this. Alright, we're going to have a quick discussion about the bucktail pieces to use. You get a big piece of bucktail. If you get tips, you're ready to go. But basically there's three portions of your bucktail. You got the lower portion, the mid portion, and your upper portion. This is the portion you want to kind of use for your teasers. You don't want to use the bottom end. These are thicker, straighter, greasier fibers. They're better for spinning and stuff like that. But you want to use either the middle or the top is fine. You get these nice wavy fibers in the middle, and they're fuller, lighter. They're more they breathe well in the water. I was out fishing today, and I'm kind of tired, but I figured I got to finish up this video for you guys. I said I was going to do it 2 years ago, and I'm doing it today. I think I was out throwing stone flies and stuff for trout, but well, we're finishing up now. But yeah, these are great for spinning on the bottom. I'll save these pieces for other kinds of flies and teaser, whatever things I use. But you want to use either the middle or the top. Don't use the bottom. Yeah, from here on up, you're good to go. Usually if you buy a set of bucktail pieces, there's the tip. If that's what you get, it's all good to go. But real quick talk about bucktail. So let's finish up here. Okay, a quick rundown. Why I like to tie my teasers like this. They're fast, easy, effective. They catch anything. It's probably the most effective surf fishing lure you can possibly fish most of the time. These are exactly how I tie them. Here's some that I tied in season. They're potent. They will catch fish. I guarantee it. You can tie them all white. I like them because I can tie them if I'm out fishing and working. I got 10 minutes, 20 minutes at the end of the night. I can tie off a half a dozen real quick. And to me, that is the main reason. But and they work just as well as anything else out there. But thanks again for watching. Please like, dislike, comment, or whatever you have to say, and subscribe to the channel or not. And remember, always fish your way. And thanks again for watching. If you have any questions about any finer details, just please leave a comment below, and I'll get back to you as I always do. And thanks again for watching. Have a great afternoon, night, day, evening, wherever you are. And remember, always fish your way. Thanks again for watching.